All right, guys, today's episode is brought to you by the weekends. That's right, everybody's working for the weekend. Today, we are going to be going over a Caspiana or Caspa hydraulic pump. We're going to be rebuilding it. What you're going to need is a seal kit, which is part number 620466 Juliet Romeo. And a grease seal kit is 115-0445. Now the pump number is a Papa Lima Papa 20.14-49 Tango-Lima 0 Foxtrot. You're going to need a few tools, and since it's made in Italy, you're going to need a 8mm Allen, a O-ring pick set, or a regular point pick, but I prefer O-ring pick. So first of all, after you get it off, telltale signs of a leaking pump or a bad pump is hydraulic oil all over the place, and you know your fittings are tight. Another thing you want to check is make sure your O-rings are still good on your fittings. This one's my inlet, and this is, or return line, inlet, and this is for your forward and reverse control to go to your wheel motors or motors. So if these aren't leaking and you have oil on the top up here, two things to look for is make sure the shaft isn't bad, or if it's leaking down here, we know it's a seal, or if the grease seal's up here. First of all, what you want to do is draw a line. That way when you put it together, you know you're going to put it together right. So, let's start taking this bad boy apart. And yes, they're on tight. Alright, my camera fell. Torque specs on these are 45 pounds. God dang it. Doesn't seem like much, but it's got 5 years of use on this, so getting hot and cold for 5 years. Make sure you have rags ready, because if you didn't drain it, it's going to be full of oil. These bolts they're all four of the same size, so, and there is no Loctite or thread locker or anything like that. They go through and they seal on the face up here, so don't need to worry about them. Coming off, or nothing like that. They don't need any sealing or anything like that. So now hold it together before you take it completely apart, because you're not done marking things. I also like to mark my hydraulic lines as I take them off, so I know I put them back on right. Well, there's 3 on this one, and all 3 are different sizes, but different manufacturers use this same pump with sometimes the same fittings. This just happens to be out of a stump grinder. So, flipper on end, and this is the fun part. I know. Check your plate, your top plate, make sure there's no cracks or any type of some wear. Now, I've already had this apart. You're going to want to mark on top, because believe it or not, there is a right and wrong way. If you put it in 180, she'll rotate backwards. Go ahead and take your bottom plate off. And go ahead and mark the bottom. I have not done that on this. As you can see, we got dirty oil coming out. As you can see, all these come out. And they're a little bit harder than what people think. So, now this shaft does not need to be timed because it only goes in one way. As you pull it out, you pull this out. Go ahead and make sure you put your shaft back in. And this is where marking will come in handy so you know which way it goes. Believe it or not, rotating these around 180 as well will reverse your rotation. So, go ahead and pull your seals out and get rid of them. Wipe it off. And then there's a seal here. You're going to go ahead and pull your seal out. And disregard that seal or those seals. Go ahead and get your new seal. Plop her in. Now at this time, check your shaft for wear. Now, the shaft is shot and you cannot get just a shaft to replace this. So putting the new seals on will work for a short period of time. This pump is $1,500. This needs a new pump because the shaft is wore out. So you can go do two things. Replace the seals and drive on from there. Or say screw it and go ahead and get a new pump coming. That is on you. Now what I'm doing, this customer needs it back. We already ordered him a pump. We're just going to go ahead and fix it as till the new pump comes in, which would be 2-3 weeks. And on these, there is an up and down. We know the yellow was up. There's a little, it's going to be hard to see. Get my pick here. But there is a little flat spot. There. I don't know if you can see it. It's going to be hard. A little flat spot for the yellow seal to ride in. So when you put that in, put her in, get your yellow one, and it goes in just like so. And then you can do one of two things, just hold on to it, or go ahead and put it in. Flip her over. I use a rim, works out pretty good. And then go ahead and pull this seal out, but go ahead and mark it so you know which way is which. Because there again, there's gears on both of these and you don't want to reverse your rotation. I like paint sticks, but you can use permanent marker. They just wear off pretty easy. So I know which way goes where when I pull it out. It's a pretty easy process. The seal kit's like 35 bucks. We're going to go ahead and take this seal out. It actually takes longer to pull it than it does to replace the seals. Get your new seal. There is no up or down on this one. Go ahead and put it in. Now you can do this one of two ways. You can pull this out, which it comes out pretty easy, or you can pull the seals out. I'm just going to pull the seals out. And there again, well, they don't want to come out today. For some reason, not cooperating with me right now. There she goes. pull the red one out, disregard it, and then discard it, and then pull the black one out. I don't know what's going on today. There we go. And then this one is the same way as the other side. There's a little flat spot that goes down, so the red seal slides inside it. Go ahead and put that in. Get your little seal here. There is no up and down on this one. You just got to make sure you get it in the flat groove. If not, you're going to be leaking, and it will leak a lot. So, now we all done grease seals before, or those just come out with the new ones. I'm not going to show you how to do that now. Pay attention to when you pull these out, because they go opposite ways. One's to keep crap from going in, and the others keep the oil from coming out. And if you want, you can pull this out and then inspect it. The gears. You got little gears right there. Check your teeth, make sure there's no teeth missing. This one looks pretty good. And check that. Now there is an up and down on this one, so keep in mind which way that one goes. And this one doesn't come out. There's a little retaining clip that holds it in. Fun part is trying to line it up. I usually just turn it with my pick till I get it in, and then it just snaps in. Wipe off your bottom cover. Make sure you get it in the right way. It only goes on one way. This has to line up with this here. Just make sure you put it back on the same way. That's why we drew the line. Get your bolts. Oh. That's what it looks like if it falls out on you. At this point you can check your gears on your shaft, but we know we need a new shaft, so it goes in pretty easy. You just gotta rotate it a little bit. Wasn't expecting it to fall out on me. There it goes. Oh, that's no problem. My main gear came out on me. Or it's dislodged now. This is the fun part, getting it in. Take your time, guys. This takes, bookwork says flat rate's 3.5. I can have it in and out in about 2.5 hours if I'm not trying to do it on video. Time to take it back apart. This is what happens when you're trying to rush and do a quick video. Things do not want to go back together the way they're supposed to. Oh. Anyway, since I'm struggling and it does not want to go in its gear, I will get it in there. There she goes. She's in. Now remember, fudge. There again. That's why we mark them. You can see the teeth in here are good. Good. Now, I need to make sure I get this in right. And one of my seals came out. That's easy peasy fix. The top plate, line your lines up. Hope I put it together right. Alright, get your bottom plate. Make sure your lines are lined up nice and straight. I like to start them by hand before I zap them down, and I do these all with wrench ratchet. I don't want to use impact tools on this because it is cast aluminum. Go ahead and torque everything down to 45 pounds. Now, I would not keep the old seals. We know they're bad. They were leaking. I just have a hard time using impacts or cordless drill drivers on some of this stuff. And that's 45 foot-pounds, not inch-pounds. So if you have any questions, comments, sure to ask them below or wherever, and I will get back with you. My question to you guys is, what do you want to see me do next? Now remember, I work on small engines, lawnmowers mainly, 0 turns, and heavy equipment, skid loaders, excavators. Now, I like to go like in a crisscross pattern, that way I make sure everything's square and tight. Do I need to show you guys how to use a torque wrench? I don't think so. Anyway, that's basically it. I put the seals in, you guys just didn't see it. No reason for me to show you guys how to do that unless you guys know how to do it. And like I said, these old seals, just pitch them. They're pointless, useless. Remember to use the recommended fluid for your piece of equipment. This pump uses, this piece of equipment I'm working on uses 10W30 motor oil. All 6.5 gallons of it. Looks like you had water in it. It's pretty milky, so. Anyway, guys, remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Even with my little mess up, you can turn it. Didn't want me to turn it. Turn it with a rag. My hands are just covered in oil. And you know you're good. Just make sure you put everything back timed right the right way. I got a, that's another pump he brought off to see if we could salvage parts. I'm not going to use any, I have a hard time using old parts. I think next video I'm going to do will be on a hydro gear pump. There's not many videos on how to do those. So anyway, guys, what would you like to see me do next? This job pays pretty good. I'm not flat rate, but it's easy. Hardest part's getting all the oil out. You can go, once I get this done, I will clean her up. And I will engrave on the side here that a new seal kit was put in, you know, what date. That way if someone, if he takes it to somewhere else, they'll know what was going on. I'll put it needs shaft. As you can see, I know it has a bad shaft. So he can reuse this. Put it in his Toro stump grinder. Not a bad design. If I could get this shaft from Toro, I would, or this company, but it's proprietary. Like company, I went through their distribution. The guy was really nice. We looked and he got back to me a couple hours later, and everything he found was proprietary to Toro, which is awesome. So anyway, guys, remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what you think. What would you like to see me do next? I got a hydro gear pump I need to rebuild. I got a Parker wheel motor that needs redone. So we'll see what needs done. If you let me know what you want to see me do next, I got a buttload of stuff to do, and we'll go from there. Anyway, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you want to see next. Thanks, guys.